Hello, everyone, and welcome to my happy place. I hope it becomes yours as well. Hi, crafty friends. All right, today we're going to look at how to make a journal cover. And I happen to have this little Debbie box. It's pretty much the same concept for any box that you would use, right? You can cut these flaps off if you want. I decided to leave them on because they were in pretty good shape. And so I thought I would just leave them on here. And we're not like decorating a cover. I'm just really going to show you how to do it. Now this box I feel like is a little bit too long even for a thin journal. I want to be able to put 8.5 by 11 pages in here, fold it in half, because that's pretty much, you know, in the USA what most pages are. So I'm going to cut the box down to 9 inches. So I have marked it here and here, and I'm just going to use my guillotine cutter real quick and cut it down. And I'm going to use the guillotine because it's a stronger cutter. And we're just going to slice it just like that. Now, that's a better size for me. I just feel like it works better. So we're going to use that size. And I'm still going to leave these flaps on here because I haven't decided how I want to use it as a closure. I could, you know, close it like this and it would be more boxy, which gives a lot of room for the signatures inside, right? So we could do that. And I could just put Velcro or magnets on here as a closure. I don't know. I gotta think about it, but I definitely don't want to cut them off, so I'm going to leave it. All right, I have some brown paper, and so I'm going to use that. And we're going to just cover this kind of just generically, right? Like I said, it's not going to have any, I'm not covering it as a decoration. I'm not decorating the outside of it. You know, probably later I'll either add paper or fabric or both to it. So we just need to cut this paper down a little bit. It's rolling up a little bit. I just want to cut this down. We just want to give ourselves, you know, a little bit of room around it. But we don't need too much extra because that just makes it bulky, right? All right, so we got that. And cut it down here. Okay, get rid of that piece. So here we go. We've got this. That's pretty good. Looks pretty good. All right. Now, what I think is easiest is putting glue on this side and then gluing it down. Some people use glue sticks. Some people use just regular glue. Some people use what's it called? Fabric glue. You know, different people use different things. I've just been using a glue stick because I'm most likely going to put fabric on the outside of this, which means if I put fabric on it, I'm going to be putting it through the sewing machine. If you're not going to be putting it through a sewing machine, then yes, for sure, your glue is going to be a little bit more important. But I'm going to probably 9 times out of 10, I would say, put it inside a, I mean, not inside. I don't think it'd be good to put it inside a sewing machine, but yeah, I'm going to use a sewing machine on it. So, sorry, got these new glue sticks in their craft bond, and I want to try them out and see if I like them. But they're little, so it's going to take a little longer than I'm used to. Okay. It's hard to gauge things online and see how big they are, right? It really is. I have the hardest time with that. And I'm just going to really be pretty generous with the glue so that it sticks really well. And especially like the edges and so I just kind of ran it that way, and now I'm going to run it up and down just to make sure I'm pretty much getting all of it. We're going to use this, and we're going to go up and down with it. And like I said, I just want to make sure it's good and stuck. Good and stuck here. And a lot of people do not like glue sticks. They say the glue doesn't stick, it doesn't last. So some people, you know, don't use it, which is fine. You know, each to your own. Use what works for you. As Mr. Holtz would say, you do you. So I'm just here, I'm just showing you how I do it, and I might not do it right. You know, I do it, I mean, it works for me, but there might be a better way to do it. I'll be the first one to admit that. And if there is, great. Okay, we're just gonna work this down. And you know, I will have to say, and I know people are gonna think this, the very first time I made a journal out of a box like this, I did not cover it in brown paper. Now you don't have, you can paint it with, you know, just craft paint. You just need to kind of cover it with something, or you risk the possibility of being able to see the box from underneath there. And maybe you don't care if you can see the box. And if you don't care, then don't worry about it. But if you do care, then you need to cover it. All right, we're just going to take a little slice out of here where the folds are going to be, just so this lays a little bit nicer. There we go. There. We're going to put one. This is a little bit off kilter here. Let's square this up a little bit better. Get rid of that. Let's put one here, because either we're going to keep this or we're going to get rid of it. But either way, it's going to bend or it's going to finish there, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it. We'll get to the corners in a minute. I'm going to show you how to do those differently. Okay. And there we go. We're going to take that out of there. Just anywhere that it bends, we just want to take a little sliver out of there. So, and you can, you know, if you're worried about it, you can mark it, or with a ruler and a pen, or however you want to do it, but, or pencil, but, or you could just do like I'm doing and eyeballing it, because it's not going to hurt you to eyeball it, for sure. And I didn't do this one right here, I noticed, so I'm going to do that. All right, we've got that. Let's see. Let's find a better corner here. I have this nice little tool. You put it on the corner here, and then you can just cut it or do whatever you want. Run a pencil along it. You could run a X-Acto knife across it and cut it that way, which is what we're going to do. I just had to put that glass underneath there so I wasn't cutting my... And otherwise, all this really does, it's a fancy way of cutting it. This is going to be a little bit trickier because this one is not really square. So we're going to kind of square it off with this edge here is where I'm lining it up. But it doesn't have to be perfect, folks. It really doesn't. It's just kind of giving you, you want to cut it at an angle, and you want to leave a little bit of space from the edge. You don't want to cut it right up to the edge. That's pretty much the only thing. And there we go with that one. And we've got one more. One more here. There we go. And there we go. All right, now that's set. We're all set for that. Now we're going to do some gluing, right? Let's use the Nuvo glue for this. I think that'll be fine. I've never used it for this, but I do think it'll be okay. All right, and I'm going to put the glue on here. And I'm going to bend it up so that it has a nice, good crease there. All right. We're going to put glue here. Where's the stand for this? Here we go. That'll make it a little bit easier. Sorry if you can hear that honking. I don't know who's honking. They're not honking at me, so I'm not worried about it. Okay. It's not like I live in the middle of the city, so it's kind of a weird thing to be happening, but okay. Not something we hear a lot around here. And I'm gonna do this one over here. Just like that. And let's get this one. And like I said, this isn't going to be, most likely this will not be, and I mean, our final cover, but I do want it to be pretty tight here. There we go. All right. But it doesn't have to be perfect. And most likely we're going to cover the inside as well. So this is just kind of giving us a base layer. And I figured this was a good enough explanation to show you on how to use a cereal box or, whatever kind of box to make a junk journal cover. And, you could, if you have a bunch of, like, my kids, I've got them trained now, folks. I've got, when they empty the cereal boxes, they leave them out for me because they know I'm going to cut them up. So I have, a bunch of them stored. And, so if you have a bunch of them that are stashed, you can either, spend an afternoon painting them, or spend an afternoon I'm going to try to square this off a little bit because I don't really need that to be, this is that edge that was rounded. So we're just going to try to square it off a little bit so that we can start to do that because, like I said, I don't need that to be that way. But anyways, what was I talking about before I squirreled? I was talking about the kids saving the boxes. And, oh, you could just cover them all up. You know, just spend a day, an afternoon, and, you know, turn on your favorite YouTuber and just start covering them. And then when you're ready to make a, you know, a journal cover, you've already got all that done. And, you know, they're all cut down to a size that, you know, you think you would use. And then you'd be set. Then you're set, right? And I also want to say, if you wanted to use something like this and you didn't want this to be, because say, I think I would put like probably 2 or 3 signatures in here because of the thickness, depending on how thick the signatures were, right? If you didn't want it to do that, you could bend this part in half and then just treat it as, you know, a whole side. And then maybe, or, you know, or maybe you only want to put 1 signature in it. You could crease this. I'd crease it about 1/4 inch in on each side. And then it would make your spine smaller, right? Yeah. It would make your spine smaller. So then you would only have to have 1 signature. So how thick it is up to you. You can fold it to whatever you want it to be. This is just kind of your base, right? And, you know, this part, I just kind of look at like wrapping a gift. Gosh, I've been wrapping gifts my whole life. My father used to give me all the gifts for my mom and to wrap, even though he was really good at wrapping, actually. He's the one that taught me how to wrap, but I guess he didn't like it, or he thought he'd give me something to do, maybe. So, there we go. Got that. And we got this. And we're just going to fold it over so that it has a nice line here. Wait a minute. There we go. And then just crease that down. There we go. And using, I know that people don't like I said, I'm going to say it one more time. I know that people don't like to use glue sticks. However, if you use a glue stick, you're not going to get all that bumpy glue. Just another thing I'm just saying, folks. I know you don't like to use them. However, there are some out there that are not bad. And this one seems to be holding just fine. And like I said, you're going to sew over it probably anyway. And there you go. It's all covered. Totally covered. Pretty cute. I'll probably end up covering the inside of it, however I want that to be. Let's put a little bit of glue on that edge right there, because we don't need anything sticking up. Let that dry before I fold that back up. I forget that Nuvo glue doesn't dry as quickly as art glitter glue, but I still like using it, even though it doesn't dry as quickly. So yeah. Voila, we're done. Easy peasy, right? If I can do it, you can do it. It's not hard at all. And if you don't have brown craft paper, you can cover it with anything. You could cover it with magazine, I suppose. Although you really kind of want something, I don't think I would cover it with a magazine, because you want something that's kind of plain, because your whole thing is you're trying to get rid of all those words and stuff so that those don't come through. But if you don't have craft paper, just use paint, acrylic paint. It's 50 cents at Walmart for a bottle of it. Cheap. So, yeah, paint it. That would be my suggestion. But easy peasy. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take care. I'll catch you later. Thank you for watching Happy Place Crafting. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It means a whole lot.